In January 2018, as the white snow covered my high-rise apartment, my dad first told me that we would start a new life in India. I jumped for joy. Even though I was a little blue, I thought, wow, I'm gonna make super rapid progress in English as I meet and make new friends from various countries. The tragedy began. I took the same visa test for the non-native students, and I still failed to meet the great expectation. When I spoke in Korean, I was a dazzling bird that flew freely outside the cage. But when I spoke English, I was just trapped. Even though I knew the answers to many questions, my arms were frozen and my mind suddenly drew blank in class discussion because I was always afraid of grammatical errors. Some students constantly degraded my English skill. Because of that, my self-esteem gradually decreased and I felt ashamed of my English and lost myself.
When working as a group, I couldn't understand what my partners are saying, so I just broke their work and felt very guilty. Sometimes I forgot homework because of language and did not know how to submit homework to our school. I wanted to know, but I couldn't ask, so I got many emails to submit homework. My parents often got mad at me. I almost gave up trying to speak English. When I moved to ninth grade and made new friends, they talked to me a lot because they didn't know what kind of person I am.
Let's start from the actual beginning. I've always been a good student, but one of my major problems was that I was quiet, always keeping my thoughts to myself. Some teacher maybe have never heard me, so going to this happy, shiny world that was the American school felt awkward. Everybody seemed happy and friendly. For me, it took a lot of time to accept myself to this new community.
To enter an American school, to discover and create new friendships. I was afraid of this important big change in my life, afraid of the language, this new system, the people I was going to meet. But I did it in the hope of a better life in Chennai. The first 6 months were very hard. I was lost. I felt lonely. My sadness became fear. The fear of talking, of not being understood, the fear of failing. In December, this fear exploded. I locked myself in my fear like in a cage, and I was looking, waiting for this peace.
So I learned basic of English, but nothing I learned there prepared me for living in India and entering school. But in my head, I know how to speak in Korean, but I didn't know how to speak in English. So I just closed my mouth, did not open it. The teacher asked students, ask Jiyoung for her opinion. Then they all look at me. Uh, I think the story is, and I couldn't answer that question properly. At that moment, I was so ashamed, disgraceful, and miserable. However, the teacher wanted me to participate with confidence, so she said, keep saying Jiyoung, you can do it. But I couldn't.